Sweet. I think I should be good. I'm gonna lock my door just in case somebody tries to come in.
Get Luke in here.
Yeah, Luke's at Target at the moment, but yeah,
What is he doing at Target?
my brother wanted to go to Target, so Luke took him.
Oh, your brother's such a good big brother.
Yeah.
Jared, what's the name of the scientist from You Have a Show?
I don't know.
We were talking about it yesterday.
Okay.
Sharing out the.
Also, a question. What is like language? What do you want?
Dude, I give 0.
Okay.
If you curse, you curse.
Okay. I'll try my best to keep it PG-13. Just in case.
It's really like as long as it's not excessive.
Yeah. Okay.
But I dropped the F-bomb, so it's not like it's shouldn't be new.
Sweet.
So we got that. All right, I got the stream up. Let's get this. You ready?
I think so.
All right, we're gonna go live. 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Silence Your Cell Phones. It's me, Jarrett, here with the not usual suspect, Frank Perucci. Frank, thank you for joining us in Kevin's absence. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Super pumped to be here. It'll be a nice break from the work that I've been doing all week. So
yeah, you got. Are you in finals?
I am. So next week is like dead week, and then finals is the week after.
Okay, is dead week like the week to study and cram for all your stuff, or catch up on things you haven't done?
It should be. However, I have a midterm a week before my final in one of my classes, so that's
sounds awful. I don't miss college.
Yeah.
But anywho, so have you ever done a podcast, or is this your first one?
This is my first one.
I feel so honored. So I know you've listened to a couple of them as we start out as tradition. What have you been watching this week?
See, nothing in terms of movies, but Moon Knight. I caught up on Moon Knight.
Sweet. So you saw episode 3? Episode
3 was sweet.
So good.
As a fan of Moon Knight, very excited for this character because he deserves to get a good story. And so I'm glad he got a series and not just like a one-off movie origin story.
Yeah, you're like the one person I know personally that's actually read or knows anything about him, the character. So
he's awesome.
You think, are they doing him justice?
I think so. So in the comics, I guess spoiler territory, probably.
Yeah. Let him rip.
All right. So in the comics, Mark Spector is like the original person inhabiting the body.
Right.
And Stephen Grant is he creates Stephen Grant as like an alter ego. And Stephen Grant is also a huge philanthropist.
Right.
And he creates Stephen Grant to like hide his mercenary background.
Is there so this is what I picked up. So spoiler alerts, and then we can pick back up on what you've been watching and if you've watched more than Moon Knight. I think there's a third personality.
There is.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's Jake is who they're like setting up.
Okay.
And he was supposed to be like, if Stephen Grant is like big millionaire guy, Stephen Grant is like on the ground, like sleuthy type, get in with like street smarts and stuff like that.
Okay. Because they made this third personality out to be like
bad.
The killer.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see who, like, if they choose the alias Jake or it's someone different.
Yeah. I'm also super interested. I think the more Oscar Isaac having to act alongside of other Oscar Isaacs I get to see, I'm pretty excited for because I think he's great.
Yeah.
So what else are you just been Disney Plus in
Um,
it?
Pretty much Disney Plus in it. I got to watch The Rise of Skywalker had to watch The Rise of Skywalker with my girlfriend.
Bless your heart.
Yeah. She had never seen any of the Star Wars movies. So like this was us wrapping up
Yeah.
uh the Star Wars trilogy.
So is she like on the same page as us where like likes the prequels, likes the originals, hates the sequels, or does she like Rey and Finn and Poe and
So for the most part, she does seem to be on page with us,
okay.
but she, as insufferable as Rey is as a character, she does say she likes Rey. Like,
Well, I think like the whole issue I have with Rey is she's just too powerful for no reason. Right. So it's like she's got like the Superman complex to me because I like Rey.
Yeah.
I like the actress that plays her. I think she's cool to the story, but she goes from like no force powers to moving a mountain in like 2 weeks. And I'm like, Luke Skywalker couldn't do it.
yeah,
Anakin couldn't do it.
we didn't see her struggle.
Right.
Like we saw Luke struggle to like use the lightsaber with the training droid and struggle to lift the X-wing out of the swamps.
Yeah.
I can't really think of a time where we saw Rey not being proficient at anything.
Yeah, I mean, we just got that like 2 week training montage when she met Luke on the island.
Yeah.
And even then,
He was like, I'm not going to teach you.
yeah.
I'll teach you 3 reasons why.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden she was the strongest force user ever. She took down Palpatine and all this other Kylo who had been trained in the Force.
Yeah.
But,
and my girlfriend did point out in the first movie when she fights Kylo is injured. So at least he has an excuse.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's just bad writing.
Yeah.
I think.
It's all. They needed a roadmap. And it's really surprising considering everything that they've done with Disney has done with the MCU, right?
Yeah.
They have a huge roadmap and they just didn't do that with Star Wars, which is crazy.
I think they have one now because I'm pretty sure like with the Mandalorian and all that, John Favreau has kind of taken Star Wars just like he took the MCU. So
yeah. I'm crossing my fingers.
We need it.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of bad Star Wars up until a year and a half ago.
Yeah. But other than that, I haven't watched anything new.
Mm-hmm.
Just been really busy in terms of being able to go out to the theater. But
yeah, I mean,
summer.
You got school and you work pretty much every weekend. So it's definitely hard to get out there. So I can appreciate it. Sweet. I'm sorry you had to sit through Star Wars, but
okay.
I too watched Moon Knight. What's up?
There was one scene. I think it's the best scene in probably a good majority of all Star Wars movies. Yeah, it's a bold claim, but when Ben Solo like conjures up Han's memory,
yeah,
that is one of the best acted and best like story beat scenes that I've seen in any like emotional wise. Probably one of the best scenes in like all of Star Wars because you have to have watched episode 5 and 6 to get there's a reference.
Right.
And Ben Solo is like, Dad, and he just is completely silent. And Han goes, I know. And for people who had seen episode 5 and 6, the response that Han gives to I know, like he says, I know when Leia says, I love you.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people didn't pick up on that on the first watch, but I heard it and I was like, okay.
So let me ask you this, because this was it's kind of like a theory. So in that scene, do you think Han turns on the lightsaber, or do you think it's Kylo that actually kills him? Because I thought that Han did it because he knew it was the only way to reach his son.
Interesting.
And that like as long as Han Solo existed, Kylo would always be evil.
Huh. That's not bad. And it would make sense in terms of like why he struggled so hard with that decision, because it wasn't really him that made the decision.
Right.
But I would probably still say it was him that pulled the
The trigger, essentially.
yeah. Because it still ate at him, right? It was ultimately his decision, and that's why he came back to being Ben Solo, because that entire event is what like ate at him through episode 8 and 9. Like he's seen reflecting over Darth Vader's helmet, which different thing, not great. But
no. Would your girlfriend think about the kiss?
She was completely clueless. It had no idea.
It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. I think their friend had mentioned it, like, oh yeah, when they have the Force dyad visions with each other, it's supposed to be romantic. And
well, I thought that her romantic partner was Finn for all of it, and then all of a sudden it was just like, yeah, take a hike, John Boyega.
And like the clips of the entire cast just being downtrodden over the movie, like you can see it in their faces, like, oh yeah, this is what that turned into. That sucks.
Yeah, I think it's like the risk you take when you sign on to do these fandom movies, because no matter how good it is, they're gonna hate it.
Yeah,
like you can't please a fan base.
Yeah,
it's impossible. So like that sucks for them, but they'll go down in history as the worst part of Star Wars.
Unless
God, I hope so. If I have to sit through anything worse than that, then I'm a sad boy.
Supposedly there's a 4th trilogy in the works with like Keanu Reeves as a like big Sith.
He better be Revan.
That'd be sweet. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, we sent for Darth Revan.
Anything Knights of the Old Republic, like Legends canon.
Yeah, if they would just take the stuff from the books and just remake it canon,
yeah,
with that, because all the books are great.
Yeah.
But anyway, so tell the viewers about Frank. What movies or what genres do you lean toward? You have any favorite actors, favorite movies?
So in terms of genres, I really gravitate towards like suspense and horror a lot.
Okay.
If it's not like animated type.
What do you mean, like animated?
So in my list, all of the things that are animated are very much like I'm nostalgic for. So like Monsters Inc.
Okay.
Loved that movie as a kid, which I mean could be arguably scary, but like Kung Fu Panda 2, that movie is great.
Yeah.
And nobody can tell me otherwise.
That's fair. You think 2 is the best out of the 3?
I do, yes.
Okay.
Okay. And A Silent Voice, I know you agree with me on this.
Yeah. That movie makes me cry.
Yeah. But like none of those I would call suspense or like
right.
I'm a big fan of like Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2.
Okay.
Those are great. Stand By Me, I think, is an exception. That movie I think it's timeless personally.
I mean, it's probably the most quintessential coming of age story. I think if you have a list of coming of age movies, it's probably number 1 on everybody's.
Yeah.
So
at least people who have seen it, because I know people my age, a lot of them haven't seen it.
Yeah, you're kind of like a 50-50 split on what I think someone your age would see and not see. Because there's some stuff that like you've seen that I wouldn't expect you to see.
Yeah.
And then there's some Gen Zer in you. And
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense. You're about to be 21 this year?
Yeah, 21.
Okay. So yeah. So where does your taste come from? Like,
So
is it like, I know you and your dad are super close because
yeah,
tell me he taught you how to skateboard and you were talking to him about the Tony Hawk documentary.
yeah. So a lot of it, I can pinpoint three things.
Mhm.
One, things that my parents showed me as a kid.
Okay.
So like that Stand By Me, that's Blade Runner,
Okay.
The Goonies, things like that. And then there's in high school, I went on like a John Hughes trip where I just like looked at all things like 80s, like Breakfast Club, 16 Candles,
Yep.
things like that. Heathers was big. I was big into that.
Yeah. The Brat Pack.
Yeah. And then I think my most current taste comes from like YouTube and meme culture.
Okay.
So people like I Hate Everything, Your Movie Sucks, like CinemaSins, like they all very much shaped how I look at movies, which honestly is to my detriment. Because now every time I go into a movie, it's like I'm thinking like they do, and the way they look at movies is a very critical, like I don't want to say pessimistic necessarily, but they've all seen so many movies that it's like what I may think is good, they would rank very low or something.
Yeah, but I think that's something Kevin and I've talked about a lot, like on and off stream. Like, there's got to be a point in time where you can just go enjoy a movie.
Yeah.
Right. Like not everything is Oscar bait or like a top 10 push. Like I saw Ambulance last week.
Right.
Movie's not good, but I had some fun watching it. I think the worst thing that ever happened to cinema was Michael Bay figured out you can put a camera on a drone.
Yeah.
Because he loves it.
Yeah.
But Jake Gyllenhaal carried it. All three of the main actors and actresses put on really good performances that without them, that movie would probably be one of the worst things I've ever seen. But for like an hour and 45 movie, I got to laugh and watch some explosions. And I think you just have to know the vibe of the movie when you're walking into it. Like what was it? Power of the Dog. I don't know if you've seen it, but super, super Oscar bait. Like It is a very long, depressing 2 hours, but Benedict Cumberbatch is really good.
Okay.
But I knew what I was watching. Like when I started, like the rest of my family hated it, but I don't think they were expecting the Oscar-ish type film.
Right.
So
I was that way with like Mission Impossible. Most of those movies, like I go and I'll be like, all right, this is going to be like a popcorn, just enjoy the movie while you can.
Yeah.
I didn't like The Meg. I don't know if you remember that movie.
That's with Jason Statham, right?
I'm pretty sure. And it had like Rainn Wilson.
Yeah.
Oh, I hated that. I remember going into that movie. I was a big fan of dinosaurs and like prehistoric things at the time. And just, I couldn't suspend my disbelief, I guess. And like sorry, good.
No, I was just saying that's completely valid feeling.
Yeah, it was the only time I walked out of a movie theater.
You didn't even finish it?
No, I didn't finish it. Yeah. Oh, I was because I think there was a scene where like they have a shark, like a great white shark dangling, and the megalodon comes up and eats the great white. I might be making this up, but then another megalodon shows up and it's bigger than the first one.
That's just good script writing.
I guess so. There's always a bigger fish.
Yes. So speaking of dinosaurs, are you excited for Dominion?
Wait, this may be something different. Is it a series?
No, it's the new Jurassic Park.
Oh, hang on. Okay, I'll be real. This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Oh, have you seen Jurassic World and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
World
Is it?
2? Yeah, it's the finishing of that, but it's now how
Gotcha.
they exist with dinosaurs in the open world. Like
Interesting.
dinosaurs are now inhabiting Earth.
That's tough.
Yeah. And it's getting the original uh Dr. Grant and the female
Yeah,
lead from the first Jurassic Park is coming back.
that's sweet. And Jeff Goldblum's in it. That's sweet.
Yes, Jeff Goldblum is in it.
That's awesome. I'm excited for that now.
So, are there any like actors you're high on right now? I know we were talking about a little bit before we went live, but like who gets you excited? Like, or is there anyone that if they're in it, you have to see it in a theater?
So Adam Driver
Okay.
was like the one that I was talking about recently. He, again, back to Star Wars, he carried that entire trilogy, and
Yes.
there was nothing. There were some other redeeming qualities, but most of them had to do with Adam Driver's performance. Um, he plays conflicted characters very well.
He does do that.
Uh, he was really good in Marriage Story.
I haven't seen Marriage Story. I want to though.
Oh, it is a very good, like,
I like ScarJo a lot.
yeah, they have really good chemistry too. Let's see, besides Adam Driver, Robert Pattinson, I was singing his praises back when like Tenet came out,
Yeah.
and granted that was not very long ago, but it was the wake up moment, like, oh, this guy's like really good. Like
Yeah.
Twilight Man actually can act. That's crazy.
Yeah. I think like people need to realize that Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson could always act.
Yeah.
But it's like there's like this rule in Hollywood where it's like you do one for the paycheck, one for the heart.
Yeah.
And so what Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart did said, we'll just do Twilight,
Yeah.
and then we can just do any period piece, artistic vision, weird, artsy movie that we want to that doesn't have to be for
the money
paycheck because we got our bag and we're good. And then Robert Pattinson picks up Batman, made his next bag. So for the next X amount of years, I mean, Tenet was, I know it came out during COVID, but still, I mean, that was a big budget picture. So it's like he can just do whatever he wants.
The Lighthouse.
That was a really good movie.
That was crazy. Yeah, and like I definitely appreciate that. Him and Daniel Radcliffe are both like that. Daniel Radcliffe just does like wacky stuff.
Yeah, I don't watch much Daniel Radcliffe. Like he was in The Lost City, and he was okay in it with Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum. But I didn't watch The Lady in Black or Tusk.
Ooh, yeah, he was in. Oh, he was.
Yeah, so I don't watch. That's almost like too far out there in my horror vibe.
Yeah. Tusk was very interesting.
Yeah, so I don't watch much Radcliffe stuff.
Yeah.
So
I can't say that I do either, but I appreciate the fact that he's able to do whatever the hell he wants because
he got his Harry Potter bag.
Yeah.
I mean, so did Robert Pattinson.
So did Emma Watson.
Yeah, Emma Watson's just living a normal life now. I can't remember the last movie she's actually been in.
Beauty and the Beast?
That might
is the last one I remember, which was like 2015 or something.
Let me see if she's been doing some indie stuff in her free time. That was 2017. Because I know she was going to school. She did Little Women. She was in Little Women in 2019, and that was the last movie she did.
Okay.
So 3 years. But Little Women was great.
Yeah.
It's a banger to end on.
What else do I have on here? Christopher Lee. Love that dude. Rest in peace. But he was like, I remember him most fondly as Wilbur Wonka in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He was Willy Wonka's dad, and Count Dooku.
I was about to say, I mean,
yeah. But
Kind of a big deal.
yeah, I just remember. I guess I watched that movie so much that I could, that I was able to like cite his lines very. Sorry, 1 second.
No, you're cool.
But I remember I was able to recite like Wilbur Wonka's lines in like the one scene that he was in, word
Yeah.
for word, every single time he was on screen, and so that just really stuck with me. He's good
Nice.
at playing like, not
Any-
creepy, but like
Anything.
yeah,
I just think if you put him in whatever you want.
Count Dooku.
Oh, he was
Is-
also Saruman.
Duh, yeah.
Also a pretty big deal.
Pretty big, yeah. And he's one of those people who's like, you don't realize how much he's been in until you like look at his like the big list of things that he's
Yeah, his
got.
filmography.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he just like he'll just pop up and stuff.
Yeah. I remember he was in one really weird film. It was like I think it's like Stirba or something. Howling, like the Howling 2, your sister is a werewolf. He was
Oh.
in that movie.
Sure.
And it was just like kind of completely out of nowhere. I think he's the only person that I recognize in the entire cast.
That's probably true.
Yeah. And it was just very, very jarring to see him in that. I don't remember why I watched that movie, but it was.
You know, sometimes it's just okay to watch a bad movie.
Yeah. That's fair.
A good time waster.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time I did that though.
Watched a bad movie?
Yeah, for the sake of just watching a bad movie.
I mean, sometimes I like I just watched a movie on Netflix called Metal Lord.
Metal Lord.
Metal Lords. I think it's about these two kids in high school that start a heavy metal band.
Okay.
And it's not good, but there were some like funny scenes. And so I was just like, I had an hour and a half before work one day. And I was like,
Sure.
I'll watch it.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Yeah.
I also watch way more movies because of this podcast, just
That's fair.
so I can fit stuff in.
Yeah. I don't think I watch nearly as much as you do.
Yeah.
But that does bring me to one other thing that I think shaped my view on movies was
Sure.
the movies that I watched as a kid.
Mhm.
So do you remember Bridge to Terabithia?
I do.
So I'm pretty sure that movie, like, I don't want to say traumatized, but stuck with a lot of kids, and me being one of them.
I mean, it does depict a teenage death.
Yeah.
So,
That was big for me. And Signs,
yeah, with Mel Gibson.
yeah, the Shyamalan movie, right?
Yeah.
That movie actually just was what kept the aliens in that movie for no reason was what kept me up at night for like 3 years.
Did you put tinfoil on your head?
No, I did not. But I just remember looking at it, I'm like, that is horrifying. And then it only took like 3 years for me to go back, watch the movie, and be like, okay, wait, this is not scary.
Oh yeah, you can't rewatch old horror movies because effects just don't hold up. Like stuff that's scary, unless it's like, I guess, more psychological. But if it has to have effects, they just.
The only exception to that is anything with H.R. Giger, who did the practical effects for The Thing and Alien.
Yeah, but even those aren't that scary.
I don't know. I think The Thing still holds up. I think The Thing is awesome.
Have you seen the remake?
I have seen the remake, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead is in the remake. I'm pretty sure.
I like the remake a lot.
I didn't dislike it, but I think not doing the practical effects really took away from that movie.
That's fair.
because like the thing was revolutionary for its practical effects,
Right.
and then you just made everything CGI and
did the Hollywood thing.
Yeah.
So you said you're like a horror. That's one of your go-to genres. Like, do you watch them because you get scared, or do you watch them because it's just a genre you like?
it's again, I think it has to do with internet.
Yeah.
I grew up in the age of creepypasta,
Okay.
which was huge. So like Ben Drowned, Jeff the Killer, Eyeless Jack, Slender Man,
Yeah.
all of them were like, I don't want to say my heroes, but they were like, oh shit, those are my boogeymen.
Right.
And so there was something about clicking on a YouTube video about the Ben Drowned conspiracy, and like I might get scared, but I want to see if I don't get scared.
Right.
And so that mentality, I guess, just carries over into movies.
Mhm.
So I won't do like a horror comedy. I don't really like those that much
Okay.
because I think a lot of horror depends on the atmosphere you set.
For
And
sure.
if you're not setting a scary, like a suspenseful, crafted atmosphere, it's like I can't really get into it because you're cracking jokes about, I don't know. I think Cabin in the Woods was something that was like that, where they like mixed comedy with horror, and it didn't work for me.
Yeah. So I enjoy horror movies, but like I have like a line of horror and gore that I'll watch movies up until a certain point. So like I saw the first Saw movie and it was a little much for me,
Yeah.
like as far as like what I want to watch. And then like now with like Hostel and
Yeah.
the new Saw movies, I just feel like do you have a line that you cross, or is it
Yeah.
all just like fair game at one point?
So I do, gore is a bit much for me. Like
Yeah.
I don't really care for it that much. It gets to me, yes, but not in a way that I find enjoyable. It's kind of just shock, like gore for the sake of shock factor.
Yeah.
The first Saw movie I think was great, and there were some of the traps in the other Saw movies that I really liked the concept of, but eventually, like Saw itself just became so overdone.
Yeah.
And this one might be a little bit of a hot take, but
Sure.
like Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, the concept is super scary, but then you've got Freddy Krueger who's like a one-liner, like I don't want to say comedian. He's not a comedian. He's like a
Just like a smart ass.
sassy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work that much for me. Like he's scary. You've got a eradicated face and like
Yeah,
a claw hand.
He's a burn victim.
But yeah. And that part's scary to me. But then when he's mouthing off the entire time, it takes me out of it.
Yeah, I think that's a product of the time period it was made into.
Yeah.
I think it's got a very like late 70s, 80s vibe to it, because like I'm with you, like the concept of having to stay awake for survival, because like eventually your body just shuts down.
Yeah.
Like that's what bodies do when they're sleep deprived. And that's just, I mean, they're classics, the Friday the 13th, the Nightmare on Elm Streets. They're not my favorites, but some of the remakes have been good. The newest remake of Friday the 13th was a lot darker than the original.
Okay. I think I'm thinking of Halloween Kills that came out recently. What was the Friday the 13th remake? When was that?
Oh, it was like 2014.
Okay.
Um, 2009. Jesus.
Oh, okay. So I probably didn't see it. It was probably before my horror awakening.
Yeah. So have you seen any good horror movies recently? Like any that have caught your list?
I wouldn't call it a horror movie. I would definitely call it suspense.
Sure.
Parasite was really good.
Parasite, like the one that won the Oscars, the Korean film.
Yeah,
Yeah, that movie was great.
that was awesome. There might have been one that I know I saw the recent Shyamalan movie. What was it called?
Oh, old?
Old, yeah. I wasn't great, but
Like,
it was
look,
fine.
I don't do Shyamalan. He had one great film in The Sixth Sense,
Okay, yeah.
and then the rest of his stuff has been mediocre at best. Signs was good, I guess, but
Signs stuck with me. I think The Village stuck with me.
The Village, like I hate Shyamalan because he has really good movies, and then
Yeah.
in like the last 30 minutes of it, he decides to ruin everything he set up for the rest of the movie.
No, I agree.
That's exactly what The Village was.
No, that's valid. I haven't seen any like recent horror movies that I liked.
Have you gotten to see X?
No, but I did
It's-
want to see it.
It's really good
Okay.
as far as a suspense horror film goes. It's probably the first one in a long time I've seen that I was like, yeah,
Okay.
I'll send for that.
That's the one about them making an adult
Yeah,
film.
yeah, they're making the adult film and then things go south.
Okay.
So
The Conjuring Devil Made Me Do It was not. Demons don't really do it for me anymore.
no,
I think they Hollywood like squeeze that completely dry.
yeah, it's all just like I guess exorcisms are the scariest I get with demons, but
Yeah.
possessions, Paranormal Activity was big when it came out because it was like
Yeah.
an actual good handy cam
Yeah.
thing, and they could kind of bill it as, oh, this is a true story.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Blair Witch Project, I really love. That was a big one for me. And it also pioneered like handheld
Everything. Yeah.
found footage. Yeah. Like
Yeah. Just took the world by storm.
that was sweet. Would you count Cloverfield?
I mean, I didn't, God, I don't even know if I watched Cloverfield. Handycam stuff, like I'm not a fan of the
Yeah.
genre in particular.
Yeah.
Just because it's so shaky for me that
Yeah,
I can't really get like a sense of the scene.
Yeah.
But like far as Cloverfield, I like the concept. I'm a big kaiju guy, all
Yeah.
the Godzillas, things like
Mhm.
that. So
The first Cloverfield movie had a whole ARG with it.
right.
Like people were putting together clues on like several different websites. They made like fake companies and would send people like packages and stuff. That was sweet. And I really like it when horror movies do it just for the sake of like making it more suspenseful or more intriguing.
Sure.
I think intrigue is the biggest motivation for me to go watch a movie.
Okay.
Like, do I find the concept intriguing? And so like that's why that's why I went to go see Old, because I was like, I knew it was based off a graphic novel. And
I did not know that.
Yeah, the graphic novel is super nihilistic.
Okay.
And it ends differently.
Then the movie,
Yeah.
for better or worse.
Better. It is a very hopeless ending. Basically, I don't know if you care about spoilers.
I'm never going to see it. I'll be honest with you.
So basically, the book ends with like this. I don't remember why. I don't think they ever found out in the book why the island ages you so quickly. But basically, one of the women has a child,
Mhm.
and this child is actually like a day or two old max, but he's already in the body of like a 35-year-old man.
Right.
And he's sitting on the beach, and like you watch him get old and like die as a literal infant in the body of an old man. And I think he's like the last person on the island, and everyone's gone, and everyone turns to dust, and it is one of the most despair-inducing things that I've ever read. And the movie is like, oh no, it was like medical science. Like you all have something is wrong with you. You all have like birth defects or something, and we're trying to fix you.
Yeah, I'm almost like okay in horror movies if they end depressing.
Yeah.
Like I don't always think the killer has to get got or there needs to be like a ride off into the sunset movie.
No.
Like I just think sometimes you just have to realize that people are going to have to deal with what they went through.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the scheme of the genre.
Yeah.
Right. Like if it's a superhero movie, I don't think it's like awesome to like
kill off half your cast and then
have the Joker kill everyone and be like, oh,
yeah,
movie's over.
Sorry, guys. There was another horror movie that I really liked. Oh no, it was Studio 666 that I didn't get to see.
Oh, the Foo Fighters movie.
Yeah.
I also missed out on Studio 666.
And it was like only in theaters for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was like had like 3 showtimes. It looks like you can rent it already.
Okay.
So
I might have to do that because I wanted to see that.
Yeah, I like
just
because
I'm a
and I know you're a huge Foo Fighter.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, whatever.
Yeah.
Did they figure out what happened to their drummer? Was it drugs?
They found like a huge mix of things in his urine sample that they took. So probably. Yeah, but they never came out with an official statement, I don't think.
Yeah.
And they just like canceled all their tours for all their upcoming tours. And
weren't you going to one of their concerts?
Yeah, I was supposed to go in July.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. Like they should take all the time that they
need.
No. Yeah,
like,
no, as much as it hurts me.
Yeah, no, I
like,
get that. Did they refund your ticket?
That's a good question. Liz is the one who
she was taking care
got
of
him for me. Yeah.
So weird sidebar from that conversation. But you told me you said you really like the Goonies.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize it, but the husband in Everything Everywhere All at Once is Data from the Goonies.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and you can hear it in the way he talks.
Oh, that's awesome. He was my favorite character in that movie.
Well, yeah, he was the funniest part of the Goonies.
Yeah.
Easily. But yeah, he started talking and I was like, why does that sound so familiar? And I looked it up and he said he like retired from acting because there was no roles for Asian American actors at his time growing up. And he said then this like resurgence has come out with like Shang-Chi and this and Parasite and stuff like that. And
Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, he actually mentioned that was the movie that inspired him to come back.
That's awesome. Good for him.
And I love Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah.
So supposed to be making a second one.
Sweet. Yeah. Let's get some Filipino actors out there. I have literally not seen one. I cannot name one Filipino actor.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like there's been a huge surge and good for them. Like Korean cinema has exploded over the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Especially for Netflix. Like, I don't know if Netflix just has a pipeline for them, but them getting stuff like Squid Games and Alice in Borderlands.
Oh, right. What was the one about the train?
Train to Busan.
Yeah.
That movie's insane. If you like zombie movies.
Yeah. I got it mixed up with Snowpiercer for a very long time.
I mean, there's only so many movies on trains.
True.
So I get it. And then we're getting Bullet this year. That's another movie on a train with
Okay.
Brad Pitt.
Oh, I did see the trailer for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you said you had a topic, right?
right.
You
Yeah.
said it was bad adaptations.
Yeah. Bad versus good adaptations.
Okay. You have a list you want to go through?
I don't, but I can think of a ton at the moment.
So, like, what do you mean by adaptations? Are you talking from like
So-
book to film?
Yeah. Or like some kind of written or drawn media to film.
Okay. Does it have to be like, are you looking for like one for one adaptations or things just like loosely based on worlds that are already established?
It can be both
Okay.
because on here I have, I guess my first good movie adaptation is Thor Ragnarok, which takes from Thor comics, but it also takes from the comic Planet Hulk.
Yep.
And because we have one Incredible Hulk movie, but Thor, like the planet that they're on in Thor Ragnarok, is like that entire gladiator place is
Mhm.
a Hulk story, and they
Right.
took aspects of that and they took aspects of Thor's journey and they put them in one movie, and you got Thor Ragnarok. And yeah, it's not 100% accurate to the source material,
Right.
but it is personally it's my favorite MCU movie, very close to Guardians of the Galaxy. But Thor Ragnarok is like top 3 hands
So-
down for me.
So you said Thor Ragnarok's your favorite MCU movie?
Yeah.
So like, do you differentiate your MCU from like every movie that's not the Avengers? Or do you count the Avengers like when you're ranking your list?
Typically I don't count the Avengers.
So do you liked Ragnarok more than you liked No Way Home?
Oh, No Way Home's up there now. It's like also top 3. That's a good question. I don't think I've been asked that yet. Because
Because I'm also a Thor Ragnarok stan.
yeah.
Like, I think it is one of the best. I mean, just not just MCU movies, but just movies in general,
Yeah.
as far as character development. I mean, redemption stories for Loki.
Yeah.
He's like a pseudo hero in this one, and you have
Yeah.
Thor dealing with it. You have their third sister and everything that Odin did.
Yeah.
I think Taika Waititi is a fantastic director.
Yeah. Also, he played Korg. Korg was one of the best.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love Korg. I hope
Yeah.
we get more of him in Love and Thunder,
Yes. 100%.
which that comes out in like 2 months, so they need to drop
Nuh-uh, really?
yeah, they haven't dropped a trailer yet. And Logan, if you're telling me that No Way Home is mediocre, that is a hot take. And
I'm not.
And an ass take. No, I'm talking
Oh.
I'm talking to the chat.
Oh, who?
A buddy from
What?
Mississippi. Yeah,
That's crazy.
tragic. I've never actively cheered in a movie theater as much as I did during No Way Home.
I did for Endgame, but like
Well, yeah,
after
but there-
Endgame, there was nothing. It was No Way Home and Endgame, and that's it.
So I think, and I'm sure you haven't gotten a chance to see it since it just came out last week. I think Sonic 2
Mhm.
and Sonic 1 in general were let me go through mental checks. Probably 2 of the best video games, if not the best video game adaptations we've ever gotten.
That's great.
Yeah, because I also watched Uncharted this year and it was
Mhm.
bad.
Oh, that
It was-
sucks.
It was just not good.
What was so I actually never saw Sonic 1 or 2.
Okay.
I do know the general concept of the story, but it was good.
Yeah, it's just they're fun movies.
Yeah.
Like you go in there, you're getting a very 90s Jim Carrey.
Mhm.
So he's very Ace Ventura,
Yeah.
like very slapstick, very sporadic, very random.
Okay.
Like Liar Liar, things that I grew up with that like where I thought like in Jim Carrey's heyday when he was the funniest comedic actor. in Hollywood. So you got that. You got a very dry Knuckles with Idris Elba. He was very much like a Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. Like didn't comprehend how Earth customs were, and so like a lot of the dialogue between him and Sonic, who's very much like a teenager, like I said, who's engulfed himself in the meme culture. The way they interact with each other is super funny. Tails was great. And I just support, like, when the first Sonic came out and they did the original trailer and Sonic looked so bad.
Oh yeah.
And then they went back, they listened to the fans and they were like, we hear you. They went back and they redid
everything
his
model, right?
Yeah, his entire character model. So God knows how much money and time it took for them to do it. But like the fact that they showed that they cared enough to listen to the fans, I'll support any movie they put out. And I mean, Jose, Andrew, and I saw it. Mm-hmm. And then not Andrew, Jose, Jason, and I saw it. And we were like laughing out loud in the theater. So
in a good way, I assume.
Yeah, in a great way. It's not like, oh, this is so cheesy. It's just like, this is a fun movie.
Good. So I never grew up with Sonic. Sonic was like one of the few video games that I got into Mario, and I got into like Zelda. But Sonic was in a time period where my parents didn't have video game consoles. We didn't have any video game consoles. So it was kind of left. It was Sonic and Mega Man. And I didn't discover Mega Man until he was in Smash Bros. in like 2014. So Sonic was always in a limbo for me. So I wasn't super compelled to go watch it initially. But my 8-year-old brother saw it, the Sonic 2.
Yeah.
He said it was great. My mom went with him. She said it was awesome.
Nice.
She had no clue what was going on. So I took that as a sign that it was a good movie.
Yeah, so I'm not like the hugest Sonic fan. I mean, I had my first system growing up was a Genesis. So I played a lot of Sonic 2 and things like that. But I don't even think it's like you have to be a fan of Sonic to enjoy the movies. The characters are well written. The jokes stick. They're not just like roll your eyes like, okay, on to the next one. Like it's good timing. I don't know if you watched Parks and Rec.
I've seen a couple episodes, but I don't know.
Yeah, the guy who voices Sonic is in it, and he's super funny to me. Ben Schwartz, I think is his name.
Okay. Okay, I do recognize him, yeah.
Yeah, goofy dude, but very funny. So it's probably like the best video game adaptation that's come out.
I feel like that's a very... Honestly, that's high praise. Because I get that it's not very hard to do.
Yeah.
To be the best video game adaptation. But being a good video game adaptation is...
It's difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so hard to do, but I mean, probably the only other one I've actively enjoyed that's not just like a huge meme. Like I like the original Mortal Kombat, but I understand that movie's very bad.
Oh yeah.
Same thing with the original Street Fighter when they cast a Belgian guy to play Lieutenant Guile, who is the most American person on this planet. And the guy can't even speak like clear English.
Oh, no.
Loved it because I grew up with it, but super awful. But I really liked Detective Pikachu. I don't know if you can call that an adaptation. It's not based off a game or anything, but I mean, obviously Pokemon, but no storyline.
Yeah.
But I'd almost rather them do that.
Yeah, Detective Pikachu has a game. Like it was a game first, and then they came
out with
a movie.
Okay.
Yeah,
See, I didn't play Detective Pikachu.
I didn't either, but it's there.
Yeah, I mean it's there, and it's just I'd almost rather video games just take loose story-based things, kind of like what the MCU has done, and like just make their own story. Like Uncharted would have been fine had it just been an Indiana Jones movie with Nathan Drake,
right?
And not where they're like, we have to cram these individual details from all the games into a super incoherent story.
Yeah.
And then because we don't want to piss off the fans.
Yeah.
And
it needs to...
You pissed them off anyways.
Yeah. You gotta write a story first,
Yeah.
then you can sprinkle in your Easter eggs.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's just like, I wonder if Hollywood tries or if they just say, hey, we have a super good IP.
Yeah.
People are going to watch it. I mean, that's what I feel like with Morbius.
Yeah. I mean, but like even then, who knew who Morbius was?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's like Sony makes movies like it's still 2000, and we're watching like the original Daredevil and Ghost Rider, and those are the movies they're like duplicating. When it's just
Yeah.
like we've come so far, and it's just because I mean Morbius is a cool character,
I agree.
and I think Jared Leto did a good job. Like I know he's getting a bunch of flack for the movie being bad, but it's not his fault that the script and directing was cheeks.
Yeah.
He did everything he could. I also don't like that these movies, I think they just benefit so much more if Spider-Man is in them.
Yeah. Well, so all of the Spider-Man movies have been Disney Sony collaborations, right? Like Spider-Man.
All of the Tom Holland.
Yes.
None of the, I don't think
Anything
Disney has
more.
anything to do with Venom or Carnage or Morbius. I think that's all Sony.
Okay. And I know they were trying to push in the trailers so hard that, hey, yo, we're connected to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We got Andrew Garfield Spider-Man in here, and we got the Vulture in our movie, and he like wasn't even in it.
Neither
like
was Andrew
barely in
Garfield
it.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like if you watch the trailer for Morbius, half the scenes in the trailer aren't actually in the movie.
Great.
Yeah, so it's just like, what are we doing here?
But on the topic of Spider-Man,
yeah,
I still think Into the Spider-Verse, I still put it on par with No Way Home. I think those two are.
It's the best animated movie ever made.
So. I agree with that. The reason I say that though is I would consider No Way Home as like a celebration of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Celebration of everything Spider-Man. Into the Spider-Verse is just trying to establish something completely different. Mm-hmm. And it's like they're trying to establish Miles as a household name, I would say.
Yeah, and I think that's perfectly fine. Because there's going to be people that refuse to acknowledge a Spider-Man that's not Peter Parker. Same thing with like, there's people who won't acknowledge Green Lanterns that aren't Hal Jordan and things like that. Yeah. So it's just getting to like having Peter Parker be the like mentor to Miles Morales kind of bridges that gap. But I also think Into the Spider-Verse did for what normies, or what I call normies, people who don't read the comic books, can finally say like, okay, Spider-Man is not a person, it's a mantle.
Yep.
So like Miles Morales is a very different character than Peter Parker.
I agree.
And we finally got to see that Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. And like, I'm super, I think, okay. It'll be hard to beat No Way Home as the most anticipated movie of, No Way Home came out last year.
Yeah.
So Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 is coming out this year.
Yep, in October.
Yeah. For me, I think that's my most anticipated movie of this year, besides Doctor Strange.
Yeah. And that's, look, I'm right there with you. I saw a trailer for Into the Spider-Verse the other day, and I was like, dude, why do I have to wait 6 months for this movie? I also read that every different world they go to was animated by a different artist.
Oh, that's so awesome.
So I think they go to like 9 different Spider-Verses, and each one was a different artist doing their take on what that universe would look like.
Oh, that's amazing.
Which is like what separated Into the Spider-Verse to begin with, right? It's artistic style.
It works.
Yeah, it was like up until Arcane came out last year, it was probably the biggest step forward we had taken in animation. That wasn't just like, we're going to smooth the edges out. Because like Pixar always has really pretty movies.
Yeah.
But no one had tried we're going to do just like, it's going to look like a comic book. It's going to have the black dots. It's going to be like you're reading a page. We're going to add the whams, the punches. We're going to have like comic panels and things like that. And this is just going to flow super well.
Yeah.
And so
I really do think it worked because most people didn't know what they were getting into.
Yep.
Like you had the Spider-Man name, but you just kind of went into it, I guess, expecting a kids movie.
Yeah, I think most animated movies kind of get that vibe to begin with.
Yeah, and then
That-
it like
It's not adult or it's not adult animation, which is very just much not the case anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Spider-Verse is fun for the whole family.
Yeah.
But I don't think you have to be a child to have fun watching the movies. There's a bunch of adult elements. I mean,
mhm,
he watches his uncle die and he has to come to the realization that his idol growing up is actually a criminal,
yeah,
but he's only a criminal to like make ends meet. And it's not like he's doing it because it's a bad guy. I think he's just in a tough position,
yeah,
which is the beauty of Spider-Man in the first place. Like Spider-Man's the only character I ever see worry about rent or like
true.
what his girlfriend's like trying to juggle being a good boyfriend on top of being a superhero. So he's super relatable as a 24-year-old in New York trying to figure out how he's going to pay
Yeah.
for a studio apartment that cost $1 billion when he doesn't have time to work a traditional job.
Yeah. Makes me very intrigued to see what Tom Holland's Spider-Man's gonna do after not existing.
Yeah, it'll be. I mean, they kind of do whatever they want. I think.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to hold out all speculation until what happens in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Because like
It I
mean,
don't know what's gonna happen.
I mean, there's a chance we get Professor X.
Oh.
There's a chance we get Michael B. Jordan as the Black Panther.
Yeah. What are the odds we get Hugh Jackman as Wolverine?
I don't know. I just don't know where Wolverine fits
Yeah.
into the story because like Professor X and Black Panther, they're all a part of the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Together. So like that's a storyline that could very much piece together
Yeah.
all of them. I don't know where
They're missing Tony, right? Like Tony was one of the founding members.
Tony
too.
was one of the founding members, which makes me think, do we get an alternate universe Tony Stark? Because like there's been loose rumors that Tom Cruise is playing a Tony Stark.
No.
Multiverse.
Oh, okay. Unless it's Superior Iron Man.
I mean, who knows?
Tom Cruise would be a great Superior Iron Man, like with the white suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I like my two biggest hopes for Doctor Strange is they introduce mutants.
Yep.
And they introduce the Fantastic Four.
yeah. Do we think John Krasinski is going to be Reed Richards?
That's the wish list. And whoever put that picture out on the internet is like ruined.
Yep.
I mean, any actor they put out for him because it was such a good fit.
Yeah.
And even them having like Emily Blunt as the Invisible Woman was also a super great fit.
Yeah.
And they're married in real life. So, but who knows? I knew he tried out for Captain America when it first came out. But I mean, Chris Evans.
I think Chris Evans walked in and he was like,
yeah, dude, just blonde hair, blue eyed, jacked. Okay, that's as much Captain America as you can get. So that movie's going to make $1 billion, and God knows what it's going to do for the multiverse.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I've seen a lot of people. I guess this was last year before Phase 4 had like completely started or like gotten the ball rolling.
Mhm.
People were saying like, I don't really care about what's going on in the MCU anymore because there's no like central story to revolve around. And I'm like, we have several different multiverses collapsing in on each other. There's got to be something that's about to happen. You had WandaVision, Loki, Spider-Man, all dealing with like separate multiverse, like multiversal threats. And like I think Doctor Strange will be the pinnacle.
Yeah, it's very much the catalyst of whatever this phase is.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a stand-in for an Avengers movie.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we could very much see the new Avengers form to answer whatever threat comes out. But I mean, like we know what the threat is, right? So it's Kang the Conqueror.
Yes.
As at some point is the galactic threat that they have to deal with. And I know he's for sure slated into the new Ant-Man movie, Quantumania.
Did not know that. Okay.
So he's confirmed for that. So we could very much see a new Avengers formed with, like, okay, this is the first galactic threat we faced since Thanos. Earth needs a team.
Yeah.
And they'll butcher it and they'll put Captain Marvel in charge. And that's awful.
Yeah.
Because I hate Brie Larson.
Yeah.
And they're just cooler characters. Just make Professor Hulk the leader.
Yeah.
He's the only one that was through it all anyway.
Oh my God, you're right. Besides Thor, I guess.
Yeah, I mean Thor, but like
not gonna be there.
Thor's gallivanting along with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like,
yeah. Oh, that's gonna be. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other characters they could make.
So they could bring in Florence Pugh's character from Black Widow.
Yeah.
They can bring in what's her name? Haley Steinfeld's character.
Kate Bishop.
Yeah, Kate Bishop from Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And that replaces Black Widow in there. We have Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Okay.
If they reintroduce a new Black Panther through the multiverse, which I'm okay with. People may call it a cop-out to have Killmonger be a Black Panther. Sure. But, I mean, Chadwick Boseman passed away. They got to do something to keep the character alive.
Who was the other? It was the rival tribe.
M'Baku. I'd be cool with him being Black Panther as well.
Yeah.
But the only thing is they burnt all of the plant that turned you into the Black Panther.
Yeah.
So like I would much rather them give us a multiverse storyline than we saved one secret plant.
Yeah.
Just in case this ever happened. Like I think that's a way worse cop out than
And I'm very afraid that that's what's going to happen though.
And everyone likes Michael B. Jordan anyway. Like he's a great actor. Killmonger was a very popular villain.
Yeah.
So just bring him back and like he can deal with the backlash he'll probably get in Wakanda for being a version of a guy that tried to take over and kill them all.
Yeah. He was in the What If series too, right? His character?
I think so.
So I could see them bringing specifically that. Well, no, that guy was like actually bad though.
Yeah. But yeah, just bring in a good version of that, call it a day.
Yeah.
Move on with your series.
I know they wrapped filming. Like it's completely finished, right? Or filming is finished.
Oh yeah, we are less than 15, like 21 days away from
multiverse.
Yeah.
It's gonna be big. I have a feeling it's gonna be a lot bigger than people are expecting.
It's not gonna be No Way Home big, but it's gonna be large.
Yeah. Okay, you say that. Like, think about what could happen. Like, we already know Professor X is making an appearance.
Or we assume. Like, I'm almost certain that's Patrick Stewart's voice.
And like, we've also got Deadpool floating around.
He can show up.
I think if they pull it, like, put Deadpool in this movie, I'm gonna flip.
I think if Disney was smart, they would let Deadpool take over the Stan Lee cameos and just have Deadpool with like a Stan Lee poster at least once in every like, have you seen this man? Like him posting it somewhere and him just take over.
I guess that's smarter, yeah. Because with what's happening in Moon Knight right now and Wade Wilson's character, they kind of fill very, very similar niches in terms of characters. So if you've got Mark Spector playing or like with his multiple personality disorder, and you've got Wade Wilson also with voices in his head.
Yeah, we're also like, and I don't know what they're going to do with it, but like with Moon Knight and the Eternals and introducing the Black Knight and Blade,
Yeah.
we're also like setting up like a supernatural MCU.
Yeah.
Because like that's what like I said, I haven't read any Moon Knight stuff, but he joins a team called like the Midnight Suns,
Mhm.
and it's very much kind of like the Justice League Dark with Constantine and
Yeah.
all of them, where they just handle
Oh.
like the horror side of the world, like Dracula and things like that. So
I think I know what it'll be.
we could very much see like two different storylines taken on, like because I know like What If Zombies is a thing.
Yep. So do you remember what was the dude's name? John Walker in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So they've got him. I don't know who they'll recast for Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah.
But he was Red Hulk.
Yeah.
They've got Yelena. They're setting up a Dark Avengers for sure. And I think they'll probably end up putting Moon Knight on that team. If not Dark Avengers, then like the Thunderbolts or whatever. But
we know Blade and the Black Knight interact because the voice at the end of the Eternals is Blade talking to him while he's about to pick up the cursed blade.
Yeah.
So we know they'll be together. I could very much see Moon Knight interacting with them as much as Egyptian mythology that he deals with. I could see him dealing with Dracula-esque, them dealing with monsters instead of villains.
Yeah.
Which I'm down for. Like, I don't think obviously like Thanos is a huge threat.
Yep.
But
not everything's world ending.
Well, there are bad guys.
Yeah.
Existing that aren't cosmic entities. Like that's where your Daredevils, your Punishers, these like feet on the ground superheroes come in, which is like a cool storyline. Hawkeye was one of my favorite TV shows because it wasn't over the top superpowers. Like it was just a guy with a bow and arrow surviving the mafia.
Yeah.
It's just like, he was still saving innocent lives, just not on such a grand scale.
He's just trying to be a dad.
Yeah, just trying to get home for Christmas.
Yeah.
I sent for them, see. So.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that Marvel comics have surpassed DC in popularity. Because I remember
DC does it to themselves.
Yeah, they do. But I do remember a time where like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, they were all way bigger household names than anybody in Marvel except for Spider-Man. Yeah. And Spider-Man was the only person who could hold a candle to anything DC. And now it's just like complete opposite.
And I think like on paper, like on actual comics, DC still probably puts out better written stories.
Mm.
But it's just like no one comics they are what they are. Like you're going to read them. They're never going to be as grand a scale as cinema.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to reach nearly as many people. And all DC had to do was just take their time, and they just refused. Yeah. And now no one from the original Justice League is even, Gal Gadot. And no, Jason Momoa. Around like Ezra Miller is getting canned because he's an idiot. They haven't even mentioned Cyborg since the Justice League.
Was he supposed to get a movie?
Who knows, man?
Oh my god.
Who knows? They just like jammed him in there because they needed a tech guy. Which I don't know why. They have Batman, who if he preps, he can do anything.
Yeah. Speaking of Henry Cavill, I saw somebody online say that he would make a good Wolverine. And I kind of agree. I don't think he'd be that bad, considering he played Geralt, right?
Yeah, but I think Henry Cavill's too pretty to play Wolverine.
True.
There's not this like there's just something about Hugh Jackman, like he's gritty.
Yeah.
I think. Do you watch The Boys?
I have not watched it yet. I definitely need to.
So there's a guy. Let me find his name. He plays the Butcher on The Boys.
I think he's already a character in the MCU. If I'm thinking of the right person.
Is he?
What's the actor's name?
Carl Urban.
Never mind. Thinking of a different person.
Yeah, like if you just Google him and look at him, he just oozes Wolverine vibes to me.
Oh, okay. So that is who I was thinking of. I got him mixed up with somebody different. No, he was in Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, he wasn't Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, the guy that was looting all the stuff.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Back to the drawing board.
It's got to be Hugh Jackman again.
Yeah, but we gotta let Hugh move on.
Yeah. I would love for them to have somebody short actually come in and play.
Yeah.
Because Wolverine is like 5'3".
Oh yeah, he's not an intimidating figure. He's just you can just tell he's seen some shit.
Yeah.
And I mean he's fought in every war, so he has seen a ton of stuff.
Dang.
And he can't die. So,
it's gotta suck.
It would, having the love of your life die all the time because you outlive them.
Jesus.
And then you fall in love with a girl who turns into a cosmic ending entity.
Oh, so I never saw. I assume you're referring to Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that what happened?
Oh yeah, like
I never saw Dark Phoenix.
Oh yeah, but like have you not read the
Very few. I am not an X-Men person, actually.
Oh, okay. So I'm the exact opposite. Like X-Men was like what got me into comics, like in Spider-Man, but I'm also a product of the 90s where the X-Men and the Amazing Spider-Man TV show were like my Saturday morning cartoon,
right?
Everything. So, and Gambit's one of my favorite comic book heroes. He's just got a lot of swag.
Yeah.
But so like Jean is the first person, maybe not the first person, but she gets inhabited by the Phoenix Force.
Okay.
Which is a cosmic entity that gives you like superpowers, like Galactus level. Yeah. Okay. Galactus level powers. And she couldn't control it. So they had to kill her.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the Phoenix Force went back into the cosmos. Let's see here. Logan, Tom Hardy's already Venom. We can't have him do Wolverine.
Yeah.
It's just time to find someone that's unknown.
Yeah, it'll be like they do it for everyone. It'll be somebody who's not got a big.
Yeah, he would have to dye his hair. I could see Charlie Hunnam.
I don't know what that is.
He's Jax from Sons of Anarchy, if you ever watched that. He was also in Pacific Rim.
Okay, I do recognize him. Somebody said Shia LaBeouf.
Who said Shia LaBeouf?
I don't know. I definitely have heard somebody tell me like, "Oh yeah, Shia LaBeouf," and I was like, no. Yeah, but like it'll be like another Tom Holland situation where.
Yeah, you just have to pick somebody.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll pick somebody good. They typically do great casting.
Oh yeah, they haven't really missed. I mean, as much as I hate Brie Larson, she fits the Captain Marvel vibe. But yeah, it'll be, I think like the danger of showing Hugh Jackman again is that like if they do have a cameo with Hugh Jackman, that almost solidifies they're not going to use that character in anything else. So it's like, do we want to have Hugh Jackman cameo or do we want to have like an actual Wolverine character reintroduced into the world? Because it's like hard for me to see an X-Men without a Cyclops, a Storm, a Wolverine, a Professor X. Like,
It'll be Logan Lerman was Cyclops, right? Am I thinking of the right person?
It's the dude from Sonic. Wait, are you talking about in like the first, like the new,
Oh,
like?
it's not Logan Lerman.
Are you talking about like '90s X-Men or the
The
first
new-
class?
First Class and stuff like that. He was in Ready Player One.
Yeah.
What's the guy's name? It's not Logan Lerman.
I'll find it here in a second. This is so hard to find.
Ty Sheridan.
Okay.
Yeah, that's him.
I mean, I would be fine with him keeping his Cyclops role. I thought he was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, like they could reintroduce a Jean Grey.
Sophie
Because-
Turner is such a. I would hate for them to miss out on her because she's a great actress.
She is, but she's already gone off the deep end. She's already been Phoenix forced.
Yeah.
So, like, unless that just never happened, which I'm cool with.
I mean,
We got Oscar Isaacs. He was Apocalypse. We got
Yeah.
him back as Moon Knight. So maybe we can salvage Sophie Turner.
yeah, and what's his name? Josh Brolin was Thanos and Cable.
That's true. Josh
Yeah.
Brolin had a big year that year.
Yeah.
What else? Who else was in? I really hate. We'll probably never get Michael Fassbender as Magneto again because he was the best part of those movies.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely saw 2 of the X-Men movies when I was younger, but I don't remember. One of them was the Wolverine one because
Have you seen Logan?
yes, I did see Logan.
I really like that movie.
That was a good movie.
That was the best Wolverine. Yeah, chat says Dacre Montgomery, the guy from Stranger Things. Have you watched Stranger Things?
Oh, wait, did he play Billy?
Yeah, the older brother.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that.
I can see
That'd
him
be
being
sweet.
older. That's a we'll pin that one. 'Cause
Yeah.
I support that decision. We also get Stranger Things 4 in a couple months.
I'm excited
Oh.
for that.
All right, Frank. The real question is they release on the same day.
I know.
You have to binge one. Stranger Things 4 Part 1, Kenobi.
I know. I think it'll be Kenobi because it's only 2 episodes for Kenobi.
Oh, is it only 2 episodes of Kenobi?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's fair.
I think I'll be doing Kenobi first. And then
But if it was a full season,
I've been on a Star Wars kick lately. It'd probably still be Kenobi.
I think it's still Kenobi.
Yeah. I like as excited as I am for Stranger Things. Like when season 3 dropped, I used to say I held the world record for watching that entire season.
Yeah.
The first person to finish the entire season because I watched it as soon as it dropped and I did not take a break, did not get up, did not pause anything to watch that all the way through. And it was like July 4th
Yeah.
the next day. And I was so tired. I had to work some Pepsi booth for a July 4th festival.
So chat wants to know if you could only watch one.
If I can
Like-
only watch one.
Like as soon as you start one, the other disappears.
It's still Kenobi.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, it is.
Good answer.
As much as I do like Stranger Things, I need to see Ian McGregor as
We need
Obi-Wan again. Like,
it. We need it real bad.
and Inquisitors and people are saying maybe Count Kestis, who was in Star Wars the game that came out, Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order.
Okay.
He was the main
Nice.
character of that.
Yeah.
People are saying he might make an appearance.
I would love, they'll never do it because they don't have the balls, but give me Star Killer, Disney.
They will not.
They won't. They don't.
It makes me so
They don't have
mad.
the Nads. Give me Sam Worthington as Star Killer.
That'd be sweet.
It would
But I
be
mean,
sweet.
like, Hayden Christensen's back as Darth Vader.
yeah.
like-
Hopefully they can like. He gets a lot of shit.
He
I
does.
don't think he was awful as Anakin.
No.
Maybe this could be like a redemption song for him.
Yeah. I think he'll have another Andrew Garfield moment. I think there's
God,
the possibility.
I sent for Andrew Garfield.
Yeah. I didn't mention him, but he's also up there.
Did you watch Tick Tick Boom?
No,
You should.
but I feel like he was probably robbed of that Oscar.
I wouldn't say robbed. I mean, Will Smith deserved it.
What?
King
what?
Richard.
Oh,
King Richard.
Okay.
King Richard was a great movie.
Okay.
Will Smith just ruined everything
Yeah.
for, you know.
Doing
But
it.
that's I'll get on the soapbox if we bring that back up again. So,
Uh,
well, Frank, I'm all out of shit to talk about. I'm gonna be real with you. You got anything else you want to go over?
I did mention Ready Player One
Mhm.
as, in terms of adaptations, I think it was okay.
Did you read the book?
I did read the book.
The book was very. I think the movie got updated necessarily.
Yes.
Like, I think if you're going to make a bunch of video game references, you have to make it for references that people who are playing video games actively.
Yeah.
Now, like, I as much as I like love Galaga and Pac-Man, I wouldn't want to go watch a movie of
I forgot.
him, like him being in Asteroids or
Yeah.
Centipede and stuff like that. So like getting to see the Overwatch characters, the Street Fighters, the Donkey Kongs, like,
Spartans.
yeah, and I mean my favorite scene of that whole movie is when the dude turns into a Gundam.
I was about to say it.
Yeah,
And like, okay, in the book it was Ultraman,
yeah,
and they also had Voltron,
yeah,
but like, I will take Gundam. Like, that was
Oh.
sweet.
yeah. It was super sweet.
Yeah, I would call that, is, even though it doesn't stay true to the source material, I would still call it a good adaptation.
It's still a super enjoyable movie. Like, you can have
Yeah.
a lot of fun watching Ready Player One.
Yeah, and like, it's not even that heavy. It is definitely one of those you go in to just like have fun.
Oh.
Like,
For sure.
I wouldn't call it a heavy movie at all.
Chat wants to know if you have read the Grohl autobiography.
The Storyteller,
I guess.
I think that's what it is. I haven't yet. I think I read one of the stories that was in it. He posted it to his Instagram.
Yeah.
And I was gonna go and trying to find. They had signed copies at like local bookstores here,
Sure.
and I was gonna go get one, and they like sold out immediately. Like, they only got 10
Yeah.
each, which sucked. But it's definitely on the list. I'm currently rereading The Hobbit, so after The Hobbit, it'll be.
Did you read the OG? I mean, like, not the OG. Did you read the trilogy?
I did not read Lord of the Rings.
Because I've read The Hobbit. I haven't read The Fellowship, Two Towers, or Return
Yeah.
of the King.
And I haven't read any of the Lord of the Rings, but I have read The Hobbit, and I would say The Hobbit, again, what also lives up to the expectations for a good movie adaptation. But that might be my nostalgia lenses, because
Yeah, I think they added some stuff in
Yeah,
The
and-
Hobbit, like
Mhm.
Legolas being there and things like
I
that.
didn't remember that. Specifically the first movie. I really liked the first
Oh,
movie,
Yeah.
and I thought it did a good job. But
Yeah.
again, I haven't seen them in years, and I haven't read the book in years. But
Yeah, I mean, they're like, it's a Peter Jackson movie. Like, the bar is only solo. Like, I say it's an okay movie, but like in the grand scheme of life, it's like an 80 out of 100.
Yeah.
It's just compared. Like, I think the Lord of the Rings trilogy is like the greatest trilogy ever made. like top to bottom, directing, acting, world building.
Yeah.
Everything about it for 3 movies is perfect. Like, sure, Frodo's annoying, but Frodo was a character that was meant to be annoying.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you know Legolas only speaks one line to Frodo in the entire trilogy?
yeah, it's like, you have my
You have my bow, and that's it.
That's the last time he sees him.
Holy, yeah, no, that's fair.
I mean, they dip out and then they go. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard, and they
And then
they go off in different directions. Man, they got to go save Merry and Pippin.
Yeah. In terms of bad, I have like 3 bad.
Sure, let him loose.
Sorry,
Yeah, Percy Jackson sucks.
Percy Jackson. Hate it, but they recast, or like they put out that they cast Percy for the new Disney Plus series.
Oh, who is it?
He's a like really young.
I mean, as he should be. Like, Percy Jackson was what, 13?
Yeah, 12, 13. It's Walker Scobell. I don't know what he's been in, but apparently he was in like one thing before this. The Adam Project.
Oh yeah, if you haven't seen that movie,
I have not.
he's probably one of the best parts about it. He's little Ryan Reynolds.
Oh,
And
okay.
He's so funny.
Okay.
He's got that very dry wit, smart ass. I mean, it was just like Ryan Reynolds lines coming out of a 13-year-old's mouth.
Okay.
So I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's Percy, and like I'll take that. That's
yeah. I mean, you got Alexandra Daddario was
hard to bring.
Yeah, she was
Hard to beat.
she was too hot to be in a children's movie. I know that much. That was the first time I ever saw it. I won tickets to see a midnight premiere of that off of a radio.
Oh, sweet.
And I went and I saw it on the screen and I was in love like instantly. I was like, dude, I can't even focus on how bad this movie is.
I also didn't think it was that bad as a kid. Granted, I didn't read the books till later, but
They are one of my favorite series.
they're great.
So,
Question for you.
okay.
All right, you get to pick one god outside of the big 3 to be your parent.
Okay, like, am I picking on like who would be a good parent or how cool it would be to be their kid?
Whatever you want, like your powers to be, like base your powers off of it, base your like your blessings.
And I can't pick a big 3.
Yeah, cannot pick a big 3. For those who don't know, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades are the big 3.
Yeah. I've always been a Poseidon guy, but I obviously can't pick him.
I have 2.
So like half of me wants to say Ares because I think it'd be super badass.
Yeah.
And I see how like Kratos turned out, and he was kind of cool.
Kratos.
But I'm sure he's a super shitty parent.
Probably.
So, and maybe like Athena.
Athena would be sweet.
Yeah, she was also kind of.
Sisters
Wasn't she like super awful to her kids in the books too, though?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't think any of them were great parents.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's
the whole point.
On par for the. It's like if you can get like, I mean, I don't know if they count. Like Odysseus would be cool. I don't know if they count like
other demigods.
Yeah, demigods.
It's interesting. That'd be cool. I know, like, I think they count Titans, right?
Yeah. Well, like, I know they obviously Cronus is the big bad of the entire sins because he was trying to kill his kids.
Yeah, of course.
Who hasn't been there?
So I found same, bro.
Yeah.
I hate it when I try to kill my kids and they revolt against me, you know? So I found one goddess, her name is Tyche.
Okay.
She is the goddess of good and bad fortune. Okay. So you basically just have a luck god on your side. I think that'd be sweet.
I guess that'd be like picking Nike, right? I mean, she was just the goddess of victory. Like, if you wanted to win all your shit, she'd be pretty cool. As long as you're not a child in China.
Yeah. Jesus. There's also Hypno.
It's a good Pokemon.
Yeah, the God of Nightmares.
Oh no, not
That
with
would
me.
suck.
That would be
I would-
awful.
Yeah,
Actually, awful.
it'd be terrible. But yeah, Percy Jackson was the first one, and then oh, Aragon.
Yeah, we've talked about how that's an absolute dumpster fire for really
Yeah.
good books.
Yeah, and okay, I'll be real. I didn't like Aragon that much as a kid, and as like a fantasy buff,
Mhm.
I just didn't like it. I hated that movie.
It was so bad.
It for as much as I just didn't like the books, I like it is so much greater amount of hatred for the movie.
So you just called yourself a fantasy buff, and I know
Mhm.
you're obviously a big Star Wars fan. Are you like where on the spectrum do you fall? Like, are you more high fantasy or are you more sci-fi? Even though like Star Wars is kind of like a blend, it's more of like a space opera
Yeah,
than a true science fiction story
yeah,
because midichlorians.
right. I think I would definitely call myself lean higher, closer to high fantasy,
Same.
like just because. I mean, my job is Magic
That's
the
true.
Gathering.
That's true. You do work at a card shop.
Yeah, so just being around all of that all the time,
Yeah.
I think personally makes me lean towards that. I just like the concept more. I liked Skyrim way more than I liked Fallout.
Yeah. Same.
I guess the one exception is Bionicle. Like,
Is that science fiction though? Because it's definitely got like high fantasy vibes to me.
I think that's the coolest thing is that it's kind of a mix of both. You've
Mhm.
got the world is so like tribal, and you don't think about everything is mechanical here.
Right.
And you mix like ancient mechanical things with a high fantasy power set,
Mhm.
and you've got like personally like the coolest franchise of all time, but like it's all world building, I guess, is what it comes down to. If you can build a world well, then I will like latch onto that.
Yeah, I've been into, and it's probably like from a bunch of the anime I've been watching, but I've been on a big like low fantasy kick.
Okay.
So like stuff that's got fantasy elements in modern day
Mhm.
type settings. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely more swords and
Yeah.
arrows over laser beams.
Yeah. Let me shoot a fireball out of my hand or like strike lightning.
Facts.
I've always wanted to like snap my fingers and strike lightning somewhere.
That's true.
That's like the coolest power to me personally.
Lightning.
Yeah, lightning. What else could you need? Just smite someone if you don't like them, you know?
Yeah. Oh, was there anything else on that bad list? Because Aragon and Percy Jackson were spot on.
I had thought of another one. That might be it in terms of what I can remember, though. Sorry, I'm looking around, see if I've got any. Oh, Last Airbender. Duh.
Oh, yeah. You are an Avatar fiend, so I can definitely say I never watched that movie.
Holy shit. It was. And I liked it as a kid, too, is the thing.
Oh, well, we all make mistakes as children.
Yeah, like. Oh, it was like I don't even have the words to talk about how bad of an adaptation it was. Like you
So-
had this huge world, like again, world building. You had all of this to work with, and you somehow dropped the ball so hard.
What's M. Night Shyamalan, dude? It's all.
Yeah.
That's all he does.
He didn't even do a twist for that one. It was just bad.
Chat Beetleborgs over Mystic Knights of Tir Nagog. Tir Nanog. I don't even think I watched that growing up. But you got a couple years on me, Logan. So
Yeah, I'll be real.
I know for a fact you've never heard of
Either
one
of
those
those.
shows. Beetleborgs was like a Power Rangers ripoff.
Okay.
where they
I
turn
think
into Beatles.
Jason has talked about it.
Oh yeah, it definitely seems like a very Jason type show.
Yeah. But the other big superhero that I'm excited for coming up is Blue Beetle.
And they just cast his mom today, I think.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, it's coming along. Like besides Mr. Miracle and Superman, Blue Beetle is my favorite DC hero.
Does it not like terrify you that it's a DC property being made in real life?
It does. It definitely does. But the fact that the main actor is Zolo Maridueña, who played Miguel in Cobra Kai.
Yeah, Cobra Kai is one of the shows that I will watch start to finish.
Yeah.
No breaks.
That is the one thing that excites me, because it means he's playing Jaime Reyes, who's like the second or third Blue Beetle, who's the one that I like.
Yeah.
And just, I hope it's good. I really hope it's good. And if they throw in a Booster Gold reference, it'll make my day. But please be good.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Chad, I'm excited for Black Adam and Shazam as well.
Oh yeah.
I think Dr. Fate, wherever he fits into all of that, is going to be sweet. It's Pierce Brosnan.
Is that never mind. I'm thinking of Black Adam.
Wait, what are you talking about?
No, I wasn't thinking. Who is the gold? Adam Warlock is who I'm thinking of.
That's from
yeah, I got him mixed up.
MCU.
Yeah.
Which is weird that they're introducing Adam Warlock now, because Adam Warlock was the guy who defeated Thanos for the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah. If it hadn't been Captain Marvel, I'm pretty sure it would have been Adam Warlock who like came in and shot down that big ship.
Should have been him.
Yeah.
We saw she wasn't even in the movie for any of it, and she just shows up and gets to like hog all the glory. I don't need an escort. Sure.
Okay.
I'm sure Pepper Potts in an Iron Man suit is super capable of stopping a cosmic entity.
I mean, Rescue was sweet. Rescue is Pepper's hero name.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about like out of all the people
it could have been
that were on that battlefield that you got to help, you picked her, Shuri.
I see what you mean.
Like,
yeah.
Nah, I don't know who they'll do. I think Keanu Reeves said he wanted to do another Constantine movie.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of nerd stuff, I think that's all I got. Oh, go watch Onward.
Onward's great.
Onward is my favorite Pixar movie now.
Like, did you not think I had never seen it?
This is just a PSA to anybody watching. Go watch Onward.
It is super underrated.
I am extremely biased because it's a brother's story, and I have 3 brothers.
It is also just a big ass D&D campaign.
Yeah, I'm extremely biased, but I'm so sad that it came out right before COVID. Like, that is a crime.
Tom Holland, Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Checkmate. I don't know if you are into the wizarding world, but the only new movie out this weekend, I believe, is The Secrets of Dumbledore.
Okay.
I think it's going to be trash, but I'll see it because I like Jude Law.
Mads Mikkelsen is in it, right?
Yeah.
He's the new Grindelwald.
Yeah, he's supposed to be Johnny Depp's character, who is currently in his trial right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they counter-suing Amber Heard?
I think it's just I don't know what the logistics are, but it's like Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp, so it probably is a countersuit. Yeah.
Defamation trial. Interesting.
Yep. So we got that, and then Father Stew, the new Mark Wahlberg movie, came out this weekend.
Okay.
If you want to see Mark Wahlberg be a preacher.
So I haven't seen any of the Fantastic Beasts movies.
I don't think they're good.
I am
Also,
also
I don't
Sorry,
like
go
Harry Potter like that.
yeah,
So,
I'm not a Harry Potter fan.
no.
Like my big thing is you take me out of it when you have to have a wand to do magic. It's just
That's
as somebody who's
that's such a classist thing to say.
okay,
Your wand makes you less of a wizard.
as somebody who is just big on fantasy, the fact that I was able to cast a fireball with my hand in Skyrim, or like cast a spell in Magic, the fact that I need a wand to channel that energy, it's just the biggest turnoff for me, and I don't know why, but I could never get over it.
Oh, dude, I get it. There's a bunch of stuff in that. Like, here's a hot take for you. One final hot take. Chat. Snape is an awful character.
Ooh, okay.
Snape's not a good person.
Um,
Snape is a stalker and a
This is true.
murderer,
this is true.
and his obsessive love for Lily Potter and the things he did to James and all of them.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying James and them were good people either. They were shitty high school students too.
Yep.
But like, you don't get to excuse Snape being a super creepy serial stalker asshole because he was in love with Lily Potter.
Yeah.
That's just not.
No, that's fair. I definitely know people on both sides of that coin. Like, I know people who are like actually just in love with Snape, and
Yeah.
people who despise him.
Yeah, but the
So-
people who are in love with Snape would not like it if they had someone like that obsessing over them.
That's fair.
Like, why was Snape at their house the night that Voldemort killed them?
That's a good question.
The first thing the first thing he also did was hold the dead body of Lily Potter instead of checking on the child that was attempting to be murdered.
Yeah. No. I think I saw a video. Somebody had just put out like the crimes of Snape.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Um,
I mean, chat says he was used by Dumbledore. Yeah, I don't think Dumbledore was like innocent either.
I don't think anybody in that movie was great. I'll be real. Like any of the older characters.
And Andrew says people who are in love with Snape are simps or use it to excuse their own toxic behavior. I know Andrew for a fact is very passionate about that subject.
Valid. Yeah, but I was never big on Harry Potter anyway, so it's not a big thing for me. I know it is for some people though.
I'll probably see it Sunday since the shop is closed. I got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So, and I feel obligated. My sister's a big Harry Potter fan. So.
No, the first movie I saw was The Deathly Hallows Part 1. And that was like as it was coming out, and that was the first one that I'd seen. And somebody invited me to their birthday party. And we're like, we're gonna watch Harry Potter. I'm like, okay, cool. Never seen it before.
Well, I mean, at least you got to watch some of the best ones.
Yeah.
Like,
It was good.
the hot
But-
take was the hate for Snape, Logan. You know what it was.
My hot take is Revenge of the Sith is the best Star Wars movie.
That is. I'll blame that on generational differences because The Empire Strikes Back is the best Star Wars movie.
And I get it. I get there's like that is the movie you find out Darth Vader is Luke's father. You got Han, Frozen, and Carbonite. You got
There's cooler stuff that happens in Revenge of the Sith. The lightsaber battle on Mustafar, cool. I'm all for it. The Grievous Obi-Wan fight, definitely cooler. But it's just,
you can't beat.
well, I mean,
No,
I
I
can't.
am your father.
It's like so weird because like my childhood was when the prequels were coming out,
Mhm.
but I had already been so exposed to the original trilogy, then I count the original trilogy as my childhood.
Right.
And then, because like I was like 10 when episode 1 came out.
Okay.
And so it's like that should be considered my childhood, but I'd already seen episode 4, 5, and 6 like
a
dozen times a piece. That that's what I consider my childhood, even though they came out 40 years
right
before me.
And I mean, I'm the same way, but I consider the prequels my childhood.
Yeah.
But specifically episode 3 was the one that I watched the most.
It's definitely the coolest one.
Yeah. I just like the birth of Darth Vader. That like
is the coolest Sith.
And again, going back to the generational thing, the meme culture that permeates that movie.
Yeah.
You have of any Star Wars movie, you have the most concentration of memeable things.
For sure.
You have Palpatine's do it. You've got unlimited power. You've got hello there. You've got
the high ground.
The high ground. Like all of it is, I think, the reason that it became so popular among people my age.
Yeah.
Just we're able to.
Was episode 3 the I Am the Senate?
That, yep.
As well? Okay.
Yes. Like, see, it's like not yet. Right? Yeah. It is treason then in that exact same scene.
Yeah.
All of that just, I think there's just something unspoken when we can meme on that and understand that it's from that Star Wars movie, even if we don't realize it.
That's fair.
At least that's just my take. I think if you want to make a good movie, or a part of making a good movie is making sure you have something memorable in a broader sense. But I guess specifically for people our age, my age, memorable is broad, memeable is what you want it to be, like narrow wise. If you can make a scene that people will go out of the movie and remember, like America's ass, right?
Yeah.
That was a huge meme. And it kind of like drove that movie, because if you weren't in on it, go get in on it. Yeah, you know. Yeah. And so I think that is, at least for nowadays, that's a big, at least you gotta have one thing that you can meme on in your movie.
I respect it. Like
No Way Home was Peter 1, Peter 2, Peter 3.
Peter 3.
Peter 3. So, and if you don't, people will find something to meme on, like the entirety of Rey's character.
Yeah, that's true. But those movies will just go down as bad, though.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll ever be spoken in the same sentence as episode 3 or The Empire Strikes Back. Or maybe even the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Oh, God. Oh, geez. I watched that.
It's bad.
Just want to get home for Life Day.
Yeah. Well, Frank, I appreciate you holding down the fort while Kevin was gone. Please, and I mean this honestly, anytime you want to be on, just let me know. Obviously, I see you multiple times a week. Yeah. So whenever you have a topic you want to just let us know.
Sure.
You got any last words for the viewers at home?
Nothing in particular, but I hope you guys have a good week.
Appreciate it.
Stay strong. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not doing anything for Easter and you want to catch a movie or something, let us know.
Absolutely.
All right, and for all of you at home, I told you, Father Stu, Secrets of Dumbledore. If you want to get out, I know it's Easter weekend. You guys got a bunch of Easter eggs and family things, I'm sure. But until next week, guys, and sing.